I'm
So
ready.
today is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, right?
Correct.
And I told you we were going to do something a little bit different for the podcast this time around, this episode, right?
Okay.
So the difference is, well, you knew this part, that it was going to be a surprise to you. I wasn't going to tell you what we talk about.
You
Usually,
mentioned that, and I've been
you've been worried.
no, I'm not worried because of the delete button that is on.
That's true. There is editing capable. We have editing capability
edit,
that
correct.
we've used in the past.
So the audience won't know if this is the first take or the 21st take.
That's true. It's the first take.
It's
We're
the
not
first
doing
take,
this.
though.
We are not doing this again. So the idea is, obviously, what we do is about numbers, right?
Correct.
Metrics, math, statistics, all that stuff, right?
Analytics.
So rather than talking about the stuff we normally talk about relating to guest experience, customer experience, surveys, and all that, we are going to do something different. I was thinking, what can we do related to Thanksgiving, but sort of ties into what we do? So I jumped on the internet, as I often do.
You often are.
And I got down into an internet rabbit hole about Thanksgiving numbers and statistics and facts. You know how that thing goes. Once you
Sure.
start, you get to all kinds of crazy.
I sometimes find myself down rabbit holes when you start.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead. Go.
So what we're going to do is you, my friend, are going to take a Thanksgiving related quiz.
Oh, cool.
We'll see how you do. There are no prizes. And there's a disclaimer. The disclaimer is that, of course, because I found all this information on the internet, all of it's 100% true. Exactly.
100% true. Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
There are 73 questions. No, there's really 5, but there's a couple of there's multi-part questions.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Here we go.
I'm ready. Here we go.
Your thinking cap on?
Yep.
Here we go. So today is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And we'll start easy.
Correct.
We'll start with a true false. Ready? The question is not, is today the Wednesday before Thanksgiving? The question is,
Confident I was going to get that right.
Is today, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, the busiest travel day of the year? True or false?
False. You want me to answer that further or just one-word answers?
All right, go ahead, Mr. Smarty Pants, go.
The busiest travel day of the year is the Monday of Thanksgiving week.
The Monday before, like 2 days ago?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you partial credit. You should have stopped, because false is the correct answer. Again, I have 2 sources on this one. Ready?
Yeah.
AAA is the auto-related portion of the detailed answer, and then the TSA, the government, is the air travel portion of it. So it depends. So the answer is it depends on the kind of travel. AAA says that first of all, they say that most Thanksgiving travel in the U.S., obviously in the U.S., is done by automobile. And they say that today, Wednesday before Thanksgiving, is the heaviest auto traffic travel day of the year. However, the TSA says that the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so this coming Sunday, is the busiest air travel day of the year.
Okay, cool.
All right, so
I'm taking a correct.
I made it true or false. You said false, and that's correct.
Okay.
1 for 1.
Ding.
We'll put some sort of graphic for the video portion of this.
Right.
All right, so bonus part 2 of this question is, what is the number 4 all-time Thanksgiving movie? The number 4 Thanksgiving movie of all time, according to the website Rotten Tomatoes. Although, in my humble opinion, I believe it to be the number 1 Thanksgiving themed movie of all time.
Okay. I'm not the biggest movie guy,
We should play the Jeopardy theme while you're thinking.
Yes.
Or a
Uh,
pencil sharpener, hear the grinding, an old
Um,
school pencil sharpener.
I'm leaning toward one movie, but I'm afraid that it's probably a Christmas movie. My first,
Well, I'm gonna give you a hint.
mhm,
Ready for the hint?
yeah.
Why did I ask this question now as the follow-up to what we just talked about?
Well, I know the answer. As you were asking that, my brain was working, and I believe it's planes, trains, and automobiles.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, yes.
Yes.
I just, for a second, Home Alone came in my mind because there've been so many versions. I thought maybe one was for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. You
Okay.
get it.
I'll
You
take
get
a check.
full
Two.
credit, full credit.
So after two questions, I'm batting 300, and I can
Why
probably,
300? How did you get to 300?
how many questions are there?
Well, you got 2 out of 2. How'd you get to 300?
Well, I'm saying if I do not answer any of the following questions correctly.
Oh, well, they're multi-part, so I don't even know how many.
Yeah, okay, all
All
right.
right.
Okay.
You're batting 1,000 right now.
Well, yes, I'm just saying if I fail to answer any further questions correctly.
Think
but I won't.
positively. You're
Let's
gonna
go.
answer more.
Absolutely. I'm gonna bat 1,000.
All right. Now it's gonna get a little tougher.
Those were tough enough. God.
In what year did Thanksgiving become a public holiday here in the United States?
Um,
Well, I'm going to give you a little background. It had been going on for, since colonial times in
John
some way,
Smith.
shape, or form. And it was celebrated in different states, different times, and it was sort of piecemeal all over.
Wasn't
all
it
over
John
the place.
Smith in Massachusetts who,
I don't know that. I don't know. I probably read about it, but there was a certain time when it became a national public holiday and was sort of standardized to be at a certain time. Do you know when that happened? And I'll give you a little more help. It was declared by a president of the United States. So you can,
yes.
and you've definitely heard of this president.
So at that time, it was also declared that it would be the last Thursday of every November.
That is well.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
You're
no?
jumping ahead though. It
Oh.
was declared by this president to be the final Thursday in November. That's when it was
Right.
set for. But that's not what it is now. And we're going to get to that next. It is now the
Now
fourth.
the third Thursday,
Fourth.
the fourth Thursday of every month. So every once in a while, there's a fifth Thursday. Is that the issue?
Well, let's see. The only way that would be the way it would work best is if Thursday was the first. So
Is
then
the
you have
first.
the 8th,
15th,
15th, 22nd. Yeah, you could have 5.
Yes. So there's one
So
time every.
back
so
when it first was declared a public holiday, if that was the way the
So-
calendar fell, the 29th would be Thanksgiving, but now it would be the 22nd because it's now the 4th Thursday.
Right. Okay. But that happens very rarely. But okay. So he also declared that it was, I'm going to guess it was the early 1900s, the late 1800s, mid
No,
1800s.
mid 1800s.
Was it Abraham Lincoln?
Indeed, it was 1863. He declared a final Thursday in November. So we're not gonna. I'll just tell you the rest of it. So FDR changed it to the 4th Thursday in 1941, and actually that was related to business. Like they want something around what became Black Friday. And we're going to talk about that later.
Right.
All right. So the bonus question is: so this was obviously we're talking about U.S. Thanksgiving, United States Thanksgiving. Bonus question is: when is Canadian Thanksgiving for our friendly friends to the north?
It's in the month of October.
Correct.
I really have no idea the date, but I was pretty sure it was in October.
It is the second Monday in October.
The second Monday in October.
And that came to be in 1879. They had similar similar history to Thanksgiving to the hours. I mean, if you read about it, it actually goes back to religious stuff back in like the 1600s. That's how it sort of got over there. Anyway, we're not going to get into that.
But it's purely American. I mean, North American, I should say, being that.
I don't, well, yes, but it's, I believe the derivation is English, British.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, we're going to move on. Question section number 3. Why is the day after tomorrow or the day after Thanksgiving called Black Friday?
Well,
I'm going to give you the option. Do you want this to be a true or false question?
good. You can. Yeah, be easier.
It will be. It gives you a 50-50 shot. Okay, so there's apparently there are multiple origin stories for Black Friday. And one of them is that, I'm giving this away. And one of them is that it's called Black Friday because retailers for the first almost 11 full months of the year, 10 point, it's the 4th Thursday in November is Thanksgiving. So traditionally retailers spent all year selling, but they weren't making any money. So the origin story is that Black Friday is the start of the Christmas selling season. And that's when they go from traditionally being in the red or not making a profit to going to being in the black, making a profit. Go ahead. True or false? Is that true or false?
I'm going to say false, even though the theory is correct. I don't think that's why it was named Black Friday, for being on the black side of the ledger, that you're making a profit from that day on.
Well, I don't even know how to grade your paper here, because false is the correct answer. It is not. That is not the origin story of
right.
Why it's called Black Friday.
So,
but I don't necessarily believe. I'm sure there are plenty of businesses for what you said. That's true, but that. But there's
exactly. That's why I qualified my answer with what I said.
But
there are businesses that are just set up cyclically, that you make most of your profit in a very short time of the year, but you need to be in business all year long in order to reach that point. So I get that.
But it has nothing to do with it. So
but it does. I don't agree. I don't think it has something to do with being named Black Friday.
Right. That's a false narrative, as they say. So, the connotation of black in a day is obviously a negative connotation, even though the origin story we just talked about really made it a positive, or a positive connotation to it. So, there was a Black Friday back in the 1800s when I believe the gold market collapsed. Anyway, that's not really where this came from. The real story is from 1950s, early 1960s in Philadelphia. The Army-Navy football game was always played on the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Right.
And people descended on the city of Philadelphia the few days before, and it was bedlam. There were stores were crowded, and the police department actually came up with the name because it became a very difficult day for them. People had to work extra shifts. There was actually, they said there was shoplifting and all kinds of stuff. So it was a very negative. That's where it came.
Okay.
That's where the name really came from.
Never heard that.
I never heard it either.
Yeah.
And again, it must be true because I read it on the internet,
Yeah.
but in multiple places.
So I'm technically correct. I true or false, I was correct.
Yeah, you're getting credit for that. I'm an easy grader.
Easy grader. All right.
Yes.
Well,
so just to follow
on
through.
a test, they always used to say, explain your answer.
Yeah, you don't.
I didn't explain it that great, but I got it right.
You did. So at some point, it actually said as late as some of the things I read said as late as the 1980s was when it became a popular thing for retailers to sort of turn it around into Black Friday becoming a positive thing. I mean, it obviously started a little before that, but
right.
It was really it really became the event and the happening on the calendar that it's known for today as a great retail day. So I have more follow-up to this.
Good.
When did the term Cyber Monday, when was that coined?
Okay, that obviously is a lot more recent, but not that recent. So I'm going to guess, give me a 5-year window, a 10-year window?
No,
No.
I choose not to.
Choose not to. Okay, I'm going to say 1998,
You're early, 2005.
2005. Okay.
And then the last
In my
question.
mind, I'm close.
I'm sorry,
In my mind, I am close.
you are. What year do you think Cyber Monday sales exceeded for the first time Black Friday sales?
2016.
Very close, 2015. Although it's, I was interested to see when that happened, but then in reading more and thinking about it more, it's not really an important thing, because a lot of sales, even on Black Friday, and it really became an event, the holiday season theoretically starts Black Friday, and now it's just ongoing. It's certainly a 4-day weekend at this point, or 5-day event, and it even extends into Cyber Monday. So it's a little misleading, because some of the Black Friday sales, or a significant amount of the Black Friday sales, now are online anyway. So it's not like brick and mortar versus online.
It's not as defined.
We could probably find that as well. I did see that last year, related to COVID, obviously, shopper visits to physical stores on Black Friday fell by, I think it was over 50% from the year before. But anyway, let's put a bow on Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Ready? We're moving on to more. We're moving on to more fun things. Ready?
Sure.
In New York City, we have the tradition of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Correct.
You're aware of that? You're familiar with that. I know you've attended that.
Yes.
Okay, so actually you have an advantage to part of this question. This is a 2-part question. Part number 1 is the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York City the oldest Thanksgiving Day parade in the United States?
I'm going to say no, it's not, because I don't think you would have asked the question if it was.
But
There's no reason to ask the question if it.
I'm just setting you up for the trick question eventually.
Yeah, that's good point too. But no, I'm going to say no.
This is not the trick question. You are correct. It is it's tied for the second oldest Thanksgiving Day parade in the United States, with the city of Detroit's Thanksgiving Day parade.
They're the second.
Oldest.
I'll tell you where the oldest one is.
Go ahead.
New Orleans.
No.
South.
Another answer of Philadelphia.
What a city Philadelphia is.
Exactly. The city of brotherly love is the answer again. All right, ready? Okay. Now here's the part of the question where I think, having attended a few of them, more than a few, right?
Yeah, a bunch.
A handful, more than me.
Yeah.
How many people? So there's different kinds of balloons. They're known for their balloons, these giant balloons.
Right.
The larger balloons and the most popular, they call them classes of balloons, are the character balloons,
Right.
which are now usually licensed for characters.
Right.
How many people hold the strings, hold those up? Apparently, it's the same number for all of those balloons now.
To hold up each individual balloon.
Correct.
And
to hold up each of those largest pop culture characters.
But to be correct, you would say hold down the balloons.
That's true. That's right.
Okay.
It's the same number for all of them.
Yeah, so
they say it's the exact same number for all of them. Again, I saw it on the internet. It's got to be true.
Number?
It's one number.
12.
You're so far off.
So it's probably 40.
It is 90.
90. Holy Christ, wow.
I will be looking tomorrow to see if this is accurate.
Yeah, I'm not sure I
I don't
remember
know.
90. I don't remember 90.
All right.
90, that can't be right because you would notice that. It would be ridiculous.
I don't know. We'll see.
On each individual balloon, that means there's 90 people every 30, 40 feet holding the ropes.
In 2019, there were 16 of those balloons. I think last year it was a different kind of event because of COVID. They didn't have the traditional.
Yeah.
We did something else in front of Macy's. But
well, I'm obviously way off.
if that's right, we'll do a fact check tomorrow. We'll start counting people on our TVs.
Yeah.
All right. Last category of question. Thanksgiving is known for a lot of different traditions, right? One of those traditions is also NFL football.
Correct.
In what year did the National Football League have games played on Thanksgiving Day?
Okay. You could have asked me what are the two traditional home teams? The Cowboys.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. All right. You know what? You go ahead. I'll let you work your way into that. So what are
I'm just saying, I know those were the two traditional home teams. And then I believe that when they added the third game, and they added a night game not all that long ago, right?
2006, the third game was added.
And I believe Atlanta was the first team to host the night game. And I had thought at the time that Atlanta was going to be the permanent host like Detroit and Dallas are, but that didn't
okay,
happen.
so now you answered those other two. So to get back to the question that you need to answer to get credit, I'm going to help you. Okay. Because you did get that the traditional home teams are the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. The Detroit Lions, that started in 1934. And the Dallas
they began hosting Thanksgiving Day games.
Detroit Lions have been a host since 1934. Cowboys since 1966. There were two exceptions to that in 1975 and 77. So my point of telling you that is you still need to answer when the NFL started playing games on Thanksgiving Day. And you know that it's at least 1934, at least as old as 1934.
So the question, what is the question then?
When did the NFL first have games on Thanksgiving Day? What year?
Why wouldn't it be 1934?
Because the Detroit Lions didn't obviously host a game before then. Or it could be 1934. Maybe this is the trick question. Maybe this is the question is, were in fact the Detroit Lions in 1934 the first hosted Thanksgiving Day? If you choose to word it that way, you're welcome to.
Well, I'm going to say yes, it was.
I got you. I finally got you.
Well, I missed the balloon question, by the way.
Well, that one was a tough one.
Well, the league didn't start until the 20s, I believe. Right? The league itself started in the 20s.
Okay, so this is a bit of a trick question. You're correct. Since its inception in 1920, the NFL has played games on Thanksgiving Day. Just a little follow-up to that, to why that happened, why they started the league with that, because apparently there was a tradition in American football. Since American football apparently it goes back to like the 1870s, and shortly after that, Thanksgiving was a day that most people had off from work, so it became a thing for college football teams. And they say that Yale and Princeton began an annual tradition of playing each other on Thanksgiving Day in 1876. So anyway, we'll tally up your answers. You definitely get a passing grade, and we'll figure out some sort of prize for all of your correct answers. I have no more questions related to our little Thanksgiving themed quiz around numbers and all that. And but I think you did very well.
It was fun. Definitely fun.
So I think that will wrap up our episode for our Thanksgiving episode of the podcast. And I'm going to wish to you a very happy Thanksgiving, to you and your family.
Thank you. Same to you, my friend.
Thank you very much. And to everybody watching and or listening, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours as well. We'll be back on the next episode with numbers related to guest experience again.